Yo, what's good, my YouTube family and everybody else who is not yet a part? Love you. Anyways, this is gonna be a quick video, as opposed to my usual lengthy ones that deal with a lot of content in my in my videos. This is obviously about Jefferson Airplane's top 5 songs, and after I'm done, I'll probably say this again at the end of the video. Comment, leave below what you believe should be in the list. If I missed some, but please explain why. Give me some logical reason. This is a total unbiased, okay? I love pretty much all Jefferson Airplane songs. I love, I took into consideration the original 6 albums. That includes the 5th live album, Blessed It's Pointed Head. And so I'll give my reasons for why I say these are the top 5 Jefferson Airplane songs. Now, mind you, Jefferson Airplane, I consider them the greatest psychedelic acid rock band ever. One of the greatest bands ever. One of my probably top 5 bands. Grace Slick is my 2nd favorite artist ever. I consider arguably the greatest voice ever. So like I said, this is totally unbiased. Now, let me get into it. Number 5, I consider Blues from an Airplane, which is off their debut album. Didn't have Grace Slick and Spencer Dre. I can't say his last name. And my bad. It's off obviously the original album, Jefferson Airplane Takes Off. Blues from an Airplane. Now, the reason I put this in my top 5 list is because it's beautiful. It beautifully starts off the journey of Jefferson Airplane. Now, Jefferson Airplane, the beauty about them is they kept morphing over time. And even if they did their famous songs, I didn't live during the period, obviously. I'm not that old. But when you listen to their music, you listen to their live stuff, you listen to their recordings, I don't think they ever really did the same song twice. The same. Blues. It starts off with, you can't really get much more American than that. It was rock. It was a blues rock song, but it was bluesy. But it transcended the usual blues. Like, it was transcended. And the name Jefferson Airplane fits. The style of Jefferson Airplane, it was the debut of what was to come. We are transcended. So that's really what I get out of that song. You're coming along for a ride, okay? Number 4, Somebody to Love, arguably the most famous, and some may consider the greatest of the Jefferson Airplane songs. Now, a lot of people have beef because it was commercial. I don't consider it that commercial. It depends on what version of Somebody to Love. That's probably their most done song. It's off of the Surrealistic Pillow, their 2nd album. The first with Grace Slick and their main drummer Spencer. Arguably their greatest album. The whole album's just bomb. Somebody to Love, it can be done. It's the reason I put it at number 4. It can be done in so many ways. It's transcended, it transcends what most songs can do. It can be done in so many different genres. You can do it in a folk manner, just straight up acoustic folk rock, with a kind of Dylan-esque kind of thing, Bob Dylan, y'all. Pop rock, which it kind of was on the Surrealistic Pillow a little bit, but it was more than just the pop rock, which happened to show up a lot in say the Jefferson Airplane Takes Off, the one before. I don't know if it was Grace Slick, but she brought a psychedelic factor. It can be done psychedelic rock, which was done several times. It can be done sort of a classic rock. So it is arguably the most versatile song in Jefferson Airplane's repertoire, as far as in the style. I'm not saying it's the greatest song, obviously. It is versatile. It is well remembered. I mean, in this 2.5 minute song, 2 minute song, you get jam packed with stuff. And sometimes live they made it about 4 minutes. This, it goes hard. I mean, the lyrics, every bit of the lyrics, and that's what you gotta love about Jefferson Airplane. Every little bit of their lyrics is phenomenal. And then the playing, you know, it's spot on. It's pretty much perfect, you know. Versatility. That's really why I put it up there. But it's just it embraces you. It transcends throughout generations. Number 3, Volunteers. Now, Volunteers, it obviously comes off the Volunteers album, the last of the original 6, to pretty much the last of the albums that Jefferson Airplane did. And to me, the reason it comes in at number 3, and only number 3, is because of what it is. I love it, but of what it is, it can't go any higher. And what is it? It is the epitome of the era. The finale, the epitome of the finality of the era. Let me put it this way. You know, you had the anti-war movement going on in 68, 69, and 70. You had, you know, the hippies were, you know, the original hippies were going along, you know, about to be done. You know, you had the era of revolution. Got a revolution, got the revolution. One generation got old, another generation got sold. This generation got no destination home. The whole song, it's like, you know, 2.5 minutes, but the whole song, and then there's another one that was made 3-4 minutes, depending on which live version. The whole song, every single word, every single lyric hit hard, hit home, and again transcended to this very day. I'm use this as a rallying cry. Pick up the cry. It's now in time for you and me. Got a revolution. Got the revolution. It is transcended. It is timeless. But its problem, the context. We're marching to the sea. You know, even though the lyrics are timeless, it was the embodiment of that day, and trying to take it out of that day, even me, if I tried to sing it, this is why you don't really hear anybody sing it, because you can't really take it from where it was, because of the emotion, the feeling of the day. It doesn't have quite that same quality, so thus it can't break into my top 2 and even the top 1. Now, my top 2, it is Hey Frederick, and number 2 is Hey Frederick from, again, the Volunteers album. The reason why I picked that, arguably the greatest psychedelic song ever. Okay, and the reason I don't add into acid rock is because it verges. You see the beginning of classic rock. You know, it's about that time. It's a shift. You see a shift, and it's also a shift in the nation. But it's still, I mean, you listen to the lyrics, but then, you know, Grace Slick, again, she kills it. Kills it. You don't get much better than that. But when they start playing, man, it's a song you can listen to almost all day. When they start playing, it takes you. Okay, true psychedelic rock, it can make you high without being high. And I see this is running long, but you see the emotion I'm getting with this, because I relate to every song. You know, it makes you high without getting high. You know, the only reason I don't have it number 1 is because it's not as memorable. You know, it's not as well known, but it's still a gem. And number 1, y'all could probably guess it. White Rabbit off a Serialistic Pillow. You know, to me, the second ushering in of psychedelic rock. Now, the first I say is The End, by Jim Morrison of the Doors, The End, which was actually written in 65 but didn't come out till 67. White Rabbit. You can't even though I say Hey Frederick pretty much epitomized psychedelic rock, you don't get any, to me, the greatest song ever of psychedelic acid rock, White Rabbit. I mean, listen to the lyrics. It is mind-blowing, so creative, so you just don't see this kind of stuff anymore. You just don't get this. You just don't ever see this throughout the history of music, but very, very rarely. It's such a rare gem that is beyond diamond level. It's beyond platinum level. Okay, this is just the stuff that is the stuff of legend, the stuff that will last, will be remembered for forever, timeless. And the reason I give it such great praise, listen to the lyrics. It relates Alice in Wonderland story. So it's relatable story. It talks about, from a different perspective, which was what was going on at the time. You had, it's talking about fiction as well as reality. It makes you high without being high. It changes your perspective. It evokes so many emotions that you can't even describe. It's a bit nostalgic. It's a bit progressive. It's everything you want in a song and more. It took music to another level. It made, to me, White Rabbit made Jefferson Airplane what it was. Now, Somebody to Love became famous, and a lot of, even though it was a single that just got pulled out of air, but White Rabbit, you can't deny the artistic greatness of it. It just still this. Every time I listen to it, I can have that on repeat 50 times and love it every time I listen to it. I just can't get enough of it. And here's the thing, it's only in about a 2-minute song, a bit over 2 minutes. And I understand this video is going long, but Jefferson Airplane, what more can be said? Now, like I said before, hit me up with a like if you like what I talk about. If you just love Jefferson Airplane, in the comments, tell me how I was wrong or tell me if I was right. Show me your Jefferson Airplane knowledge, y'all. Peace, love y'all.